Good evening, folks. On the air with VA3EWV. On the air with VA3EWV Friday evening AllStar EchoLink net. We're popping in here a little bit early, about 5 minutes before the hour. We're going to get some sharing the screen here. That's what we're going to do. Share our screen. And then we're going to share the entire screen, actually. Then we're going to get some sound in there and see if we can hear some of these songs. Because we always start a song first before we get started. So let's see if we can get this working. All right, here we go.
Y'all, it's a radio field day and tenants up high. Good friends, good vibes under clear blue sky. Static free, we sip and drink, summer's in the air. Frequencies tuning, ain't got no care to spare. Radio games playing all day. Contact 73 regards, punching back out of glass. Work the world, buzz its ass. Wave that signal strong from coast to land. Transmitting joy, ain't no better pastime. Laughter and a static shared on every line. Now here we groove, mix of beats and waves, harmony electric in these radio days. Radio games playing all day. Contact 73 regards, punching back out of blast. Work the world, buzz its ass, got it. Wave that signal strong from coast to land. Craving up, find that golden flow. Station to station, let the good times roll. Echoes travel wide, far beyond the range. Friendships on the airways, strange but not strange. From dusk to dawn, we chatter and we laugh. Frequency of language, speak and telegraph. Hearts connected, bound by unseen thread. In this summer fun, every moment led. Radio games playing all day. Contact 73 regards, punching back out of glass. Work the world, buzz its ass, back. Wave that signal strong from coast to land. Create the knob, find that golden flow. Station to station, let the good times roll. Echoes travel wide, far beyond the range. Friendships on the airwaves, strange but not strange. Create the knob, find that golden flow. Station to station, let the good times roll. Echoes travel wide, far beyond the range. Friendships on the airwaves, from coast to land. Radio games playing all day. Contact 73 regards, punching back out of blast. Work the world, buzz its ass, yeah. Wave that signal strong from coast to land.
Thanks for watching, folks. Come in.
That signal strong from coast to land. Crave the knob, find that golden flow. Station to station, let the good times roll. Echoes travel wide, far beyond the range. Friendships on the airwaves, strange but not strange.
I think we have enough. I think we have time for one more. Let me see. Let me pause this so it won't play. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, I think we have time for one more. Whoa, what was that? Let's see what's going on here. First of all, I'll turn this phone down. That's step one. Okay. All right, let's get one more. Let's see what we're going to do. We'll do Polar Adventures. Okay, it's 8 o'clock. Let's get the party started, folks. This is Victor Alpha 3, Echo Whiskey Victor. Is there any emergency or party traffic? Okay, nothing heard on the emergency or party traffic. Good evening, everyone. This is Victor Alpha 3, Echo Whiskey Victor, VA3EWV. My name is Ernest. We are happy to be here again tonight with our AllStar EchoLink Friday Evening Net every Friday night at 8 o'clock. We are also pleased to have a couple of repeaters connected too for those that may not have AllStar and EchoLink. We have one repeater, VE3PGC, that's in Cornwall, Ontario. We also have VE6IDK repeater, also out of Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. Anyone with any AllStar, EchoLink, or repeaters that are just sitting there and they need a little exercise, you can start to connect them to the Friday Evening Net. Let me pause. For those of you that are just joining for the first time, and I do see quite a few out there, want to let you know that I see you right off the bat. K7RON, Alpha Delta 2 Golf Uniform, K5 KG5FI, VA3GIC. Just want to let you guys know I see you out there. The way this net runs, we have 3 rounds. The first round is the topic of the day. The second round is what you're doing for the weekend. And make sure you have pen and paper handy and your QRZ up if you have it. Because the third round is if you hear someone talking about something that was cool, then you can actually have a little rag chew at the end of the net with that person. So let's get started here. When you come in, come with your call sign, your QTH, how long you've been a ham, and the topic of the day. We're getting ready for Ham Fest or flea markets coming up. I'm going to be on a planning committee of one, and we're trying to figure out what people want, like that'll attract them out to a Ham Fest. So a lot of the people are voting on an HF rig. Some people are saying about an VHF, UHF, VHF station, and some people are talking about handy talkies. So if you're going to a Ham Fest, and we only have a budget of $1,000, by the way. So no ICOM 7300 Mark 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s. So $1,000 budget, and there's plenty HF radios out there under $1,000. Would you want to come to a Ham Fest that offered an HF rig, UHF rig, or handy talkie, or a mixture of both? That's what we want to see. Me personally, I would skip all the radios. 1 second. I would personally skip all the radios, and I would like to do a bundle, like something like a POTA bundle or something. Antennas, tuners, things like that. Antennas, tuners, equipment to test your stuff in the field. I wouldn't mind having a $1,000 package of that. So we're going to hear your thoughts on that. So that's tonight's topic. What would attract you to a Ham Fest? That's it. So the first person we had on the radio tonight, or on the menu, was VA3JIC. So James, if you can come in with your information, we'll get started with you.
All right, Ernest, thanks so much for taking me in so soon. This is Jim Victor Alpha 3 Judy India Charlie. I've been licensed since December 2021. To answer your question, and sorry, I'm from Guelph, Ontario. To answer your question, Ernest, if I was going to go to a Ham Fest and they were going to do something like that, I think I'd be interested in a bundle to, antenna, tuner, maybe antenna radio. Who knows? Whatever could be thrown in on that bundle, I think would be absolutely wonderful, and I think that would attract the people.
Thank you so much, James. And you know what? And if you think of some stuff as the net goes on, let me know. I just had a thought too. There are people that have amplifiers. Now, $1,000 won't buy you a good amp, but I do know that a lot of people have those little QRP radios. There's a lot of 5, 10, 15, 20, 20-watt QRP radios out there. And maybe, spending $1,000 on a 100-watt amplifier, maybe we could do something like that. But, something to think about. We'll get into it a little deeper. And so you guys think about that. The next person we'll bring on is KG5FI. KG5FI, come on in.
Good evening, Ernest and the entire Net 73 to all. My name is Jack, and I've been a ham, since 1983. And I've really been enjoying myself these past 2 or 3 years with all the new digital things, new to me anyway. Having a ball with that. And I've lived in Sunset, Texas, the northern part of Texas, where we've been snowed in since last Thursday. Today was the first day we got out of our driveway and into town to do some shopping, and the roads in town were much better than out here in the country. At a ham fest, you're talking about like raffle prizes, and I'm very prejudiced because I won a beautiful, very expensive radio that I could never afford at one of the raffles. So I'm kind of leaning towards HF radio. But the ham fest I've gone to, they've also had handheld VHF, UHF, power pole connectors, the complete kit. They've actually had coax, anything that people that some dealers, they don't donate it completely, but they give a pretty good discount to the club. Something along those lines. But this is KG5FI, back to that.
KG5FI in the group. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor returning. Hey, look, my pen is working overtime here. I remember you said you got a nice radio. What was that radio again? Okay, KG5FI, we'll pick it up with you in a bit. But I know you had said, I forgot which radio you won too. And I know that, radios today, like I got my HF rig, I guess 2 years ago, and it was like $1,300. It was on sale. It was $1,500 on sale for $29.99 and some change, right? $29.99. That's what my FT991A costs here in Canada. It was $12.99, $15.99 regular price. So if I go to Radio World right now, I think it's like $1 billion. Let me just see. Radio World. Let's see what happens there. If I go to Radio World right now and check out that 991, okay, that's what we're gonna do. Because again, we have $1,000 to play with to try to get a rig. So where's that FT991A? It's probably on. Well, no, not here, not here, not here, not here. Wow. Maybe it's on page 2. Okay, they still have it. Yep. $18.99. $21.99 is what. So it was on sale for $12. The radio has gone up $600. $600, folks. So there you go. You can get a FT891, a 6-meter compact mobile for $949, but I'll bet you have to have a tuner for it. Anyway, yeah. So that's what we're looking at right now. All right, let's keep it rolling. We're going to call for any stations on VE3PGC repeater, VE3PGC. If you want to come in and say hello or say what you would like to see at a ham fest, mobiles, mobile radios, HF radios, handy talkies, package deals, and you may be thinking something. There's a lot of people that are getting into FT8, so maybe that, the thing, signal links or something like that, some kind of package like that. Come on in. Anybody on VE3PGC? Okay, nothing heard on the VE3 PGC repeater. I do know that a lot of people are in listening, so leave us a comment. Oh, also, this is a recorded net. It is live streamed. That's probably why we don't have a lot of people coming in on VE3 PGC. Hi. Anyway, that's how it goes, folks. That's how it goes. Let me see. Right now, we have 11 people watching the live stream, so thank you. Oh, I have a lot of stuff on the let's see here. We got Victor Echo 9 Charlie Foxtrot on here tonight. Our friend Stuart. We have let me get that in there. Okay. Got Stuart out there. We also have AD2GU out there. AD2GU. Get you in there in the log. We also have VE3FHQ. VA3. VA3FHQ. We got you. Okay, we're going to pause for the calls right now and take any calls from Spruce Grove, Alberta on the VE6IDK repeater. Please come on in. Okay, well, what we're going to do now is move on down the line. I was going to go to K7RON, but I saw NX3F keying up right there. So, NX3F, come on in. Come on in.
Hey, good evening, Ernest and the group. This is NX3F. Sorry, calling here this evening. What was the question? Go ahead, break.
Roger. We have a Hamfest coming up, and our club and another club in the area, we have joined forces. And for 2 years in a row, they went and bought, with our budget, an HF radio. And I was there both years. And the HF radio never went home with the owner. The owner sold it on the spot each time for about $200-300 less than we paid for it. So I brought that up at just a gathering and said, maybe we should look at something else. There's more to life than just HF, right? That's what I was like. Maybe we can get something else out there. So I see here on Radio Oddity, they have a HF radio for $429. Of course, that's probably US. They have a 10-meter rig too for $249, and they have a handy talker for $179. So even if we got those three things, we could do $1,000 plus, or with the exchange, probably like $6,000. But we can get three things for just one HF rig there. So, Mr. Allen, that's the question. If you went to a Hamfest, if you saw advertisement, what would bring you in? HF radio for a giveaway, a bundle like outdoor stuff, because a lot of people want to do like outdoor stuff, but they don't have any equipment, or something like a digital package. That's the question. Go ahead.
Okay. Wow. I would say, depending upon operator's needs, really, if the operator wants to do digital would be the way to go. If he just wanted to get his feet wet, I would say bundle package would probably be the best deal. If I'm understanding the question correctly. Yeah, I'll go with that. What I said. Go ahead.
Roger. Yep. Thank you, Mr. Allen. And look, as the net goes on, think about more stuff there. Let me just go check YouTube right quick to see what they're saying on YouTube there. Call Radio World Toronto, see if they will sponsor a prize. That's right. We could do that. And what I was going to think about, too, was I know people used to come to me and ask for gifts, like, can you give me a freebie? Can you give me a freebie? And a lot of times those folks want to give hats and stuff like that. But what I was thinking and telling the people at our little get-together on Winter Field Day, maybe we go in there to the places like Radio World and say, hey, instead of us begging you to give us something for free, can we get a $2,000 rig and then we'll pay half? Like you meet us halfway and do half. That might be the good thing. So again, it's about that time of year where we start having the Hamfest. We have a budget of $1,000. So if you were going to come to a ham fest, what's going to attract you? HF rigs, UHF VHF combinations, something like some hotspots or whatever, or something like some portable packages or something like that. That's the question. Derek said, I don't have the call sign, but Derek said, oh, he's on Hams over IP. How about an Arrow satellite antenna and a VGC radio for working satellite? Hell yeah. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds good. Okay. We're going to break with you, Mr. Allen. We're going to pick it up with, who is we picking it up with? We took in James. We did Jack. William. Kilo 7, Romeo, Oscar, November. Come on in. Thanks for being patient. That thing has a big on it for some reason.
Okay, I think you said me. That's K7RON. Out here on the West Coast, almost to the coast, would love to be at the coast in Vancouver, Washington. I don't know that I think the close I've come to going to a Ham Fest is the CPAC convention over Eastside. I've been a ham for, this year I have to do my first license renewal, so we're coming up on 10 years, I guess. And there's several ham fests in the area here, and I just haven't got to any of them. I did go to our local, what they call it, a tailgate party, or I guess, a couple times and picked up a few things. But I don't know, if I had $1,000 budget that I could just blow and I went to the ham fest, I'd probably be looking for some kind of shack-in-the-box radio for mobile that would do HF and VHF, UHF, and then hopefully bundled with some sort of a decent HF antenna to go on the mobile that's also easy to use and not a big chore to set up or take down and I want to go somewhere. It's really all I can think of that I would be looking for. Because right now I just have VHF, UHF, and that works for what it is. But it'd be fun to do a little bit more with that. QRP, that sounds interesting, but I don't think I'm ever going to buy a QRP radio that doesn't have a QRP price. And I know there's some of them that are just as expensive as the higher powered radios. But I was just looking at what you were talking about, a radiati, and that was a little interesting. And I've heard a lot of good things about those radios too. So if that's something, I don't know. Anyway, I will, before taking the time out, I'll go ahead and send it back to you. Thanks for my turn. Great net, KA7 and Arlen.
KA7RON in the group. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor returning. Hey, you know what? That is the question was, well, I was making a statement then answering a question. The statement was, we only have $1,000 budget at our group. So we have to come up with something to attract people. The last 2 years, we got the Zygu radios. Like we purchased one of those each year. And every year they keep going up. But we purchased one each year. And before the person could walk out the door, the person sold the radio at the Ham Fest, right? So I was like, wait a minute. People are going for these HF radios, but they get them and then give them away. Because unfortunately, we don't have the capital yet to I would be buying all kind of tickets if the club was, if we could give away one of those new fancy radios, that's for sure. So yeah, so anyway, we're going to come back to you on this, on the round 2 of the round 1. And my question is, what would get you to come? A HF radio that's under 1,000, something like, because I'm looking at the Zygu. If you're watching on YouTube, they have a Zygu 100 watt power amplifier. There are a lot of people with QRP radios, and for the price there, we can afford an amplifier. And they also have 10-meter rigs too, and nice handy talkies, right? That have DMR. So there we go. All right, let's break with you now, and let's pick it up with Victor Echo 9 Sierra Romeo Charlie, or Victor Echo 9 Charlie Foxtrot. Come on in.
evening, Ernest. Just wanted to make sure you're copying me okay. This is the first time using my EchoLink repeater in a long, long time.
Yes, you're coming in really well. You're coming in really well. Go ahead, please.
Charlie Fox had a beautiful San Antonio, New Brunswick. We're bracing for another big blast of snow, probably anywhere between 6 to 12 inches on Monday, so we're getting prepared for that. I've been to ham for, I have no idea how long, a long time. I can't even remember the year I was licensed at, so there you go. Sometime when I was living in Manitoba, so somewhere between 1989 and 1991, probably somewhere in there. I don't remember exactly the year I was licensed. But regarding Hamfest, I'm probably the wrong person to ask for Hamfest because I don't usually go to them. But I can tell you, I put my marketing executive hat on from my days of being a marketing guy. I don't know if a radio or anything like that will attract people. What I think will attract people is the content, the education part of it, what you're going to teach them, what can they learn. But with regards to a giveaway, a door prize, I would think, Ernest, a good door prize would be something like a gift certificate so they can buy whatever the heck they want to buy. You know, if they want to buy an HF rig, they can use that to buy an HF rig. If they want to buy a VHF rig, they can use that gift certificate for a VHF or whatever they want to get. That would be my recommendation is get a gift certificate from somewhere like a Radio World or somewhere else like that. And I know DX Engineering has them. They can get gift certificates from DX Engineering. So that would be a recommendation. Just give them a gift certificate for $1,000 Canadian, if that's your budget, and let them go get whatever they want. They can't resell it at the Hamfest, you know what I mean? Back to you, or the V9CF in beautiful St. Antoine, New Brunswick.
Thank you so much for that, VE9, Charlie Foxtrot. Thank you so much. Hey, I was on that same line of thinking because what I did was during the Winter Field Day there, I said, hey, why don't we do a $500 like Visa gift card and two $250 Visa gift cards? And then there's this whole discussion, which I don't want to get into, about enticing people with this and lottery rules and this, that, and other. And I was like, well, shoot, because that would have been the perfect idea. 500 and 250s, I'm like, there you go. You can get whatever you want to from any place. Because, for example, we do try to get stuff from Radio World. In the last 2 years, Radio World gave us a couple of hats. I have the breakdown. They gave us some hats. They gave us something else. And they gave us, I think, 5 $20 gift cards. But here was the catch. On the gift cards that are not over $50, the ones that are lower than that, you have to use the gift cards in person. They don't have like this barcode. So I wanted to order something offline, and I was going to use a $20 gift card. And they said, oh, no, you have to use that in person. Anybody could like try to like mimic those or whatever, like commit fraud with those little ones. So those you have to have in person. So we live in Cornwall. Radio World is a 5-hour drive. So all my little $20 cards that I've gotten over the couple of years there, they're just sitting in the top drawer at the house. So it would have to be good denominations. Let me pause. But yeah, we'll definitely try to do that. If you go to DX Engineering, that's right. I think we even have a DX Canada. So I will try that. Thanks for the good ideas there. Next person, Alpha Delta 3 Golf Uniform. If you're still there, Alpha Delta 3 Golf Uniform. Come in with your name, your call sign, your QTH, how long you've been a ham, and the question, what would you like to wait, hold on, yeah. What would you like to see at a ham fest there? Anyway, let's just go. AD3GU. Woo! Okay, nothing heard from AD3GU. What I was going to say back to Stuart's point, a person corrected me, I think 2 ham fests ago. I said, oh, I'm going to the ham fest and enter place here. And he says, oh, that's not a ham fest, that's a flea market. I'm like, oh, didn't know there was a difference. He says, yeah. At a ham fest, you're going to have presenters. You're going to have, what do you call those things? Seminars, things like that. Like he was saying, the educational pieces and things like that. We don't have that at ours coming up, so I think it's a flea market. So that might be something that we may consider instead of spending $1,000 on something like that. Maybe we can get someone in to do some type of presentation. You know, so maybe that be the key. So I'm going to write that down. Getting someone to do something like that. So thank you. All right, the next person we have on the list here is VA3FHQ. VA3FHQ.
Hey, everybody, it's VA3FHQ. I've been at ham for about a year now, and I think it may be a good idea, as I was saying on YouTube there when I was in the chat, maybe a SATCOM antenna may be a good idea with a VGC handheld radio that has a built-in TNC, and people could use it for WinLink, or they could talk to satellites or whatever they want. Back to you, Ernest.
Yeah, I've seen that. You know, I was doing some SSTV back when I first started. I was trying to get my hands in everything going out there, my first year or so, and I saw the folks with handy talkies that had like a little radar-looking thing on it. I saw the Yagi there, and some mounted it on a tripod type thing. Some people were even fancy and had like the tripod that could go, you know, the X and Y axis and whatever other axis. So that's pretty cool. You don't see a lot of people with that. So, yeah, that would be a good thing. Let me pause right quick. The reason, and I have to say it, that's why I'm asking about for all these comments. Before I do that, though, we want to say hi to VE3ARF, Rob there. He's out there checking in from Cornwall. Rob, thanks for being out there. And Rob's probably just hard hammering WWA right now. I know I hardly even say hi to Rob during the month of January. I'll say hi to him in February. So we have today and tomorrow. Stuart, that's out there too, is doing WWA too. But one's a hunter and one's an actual person that's out there doing it. So we got two out there. What made me think of that? Let me pause right quick for the big reason behind this. Okay. Not the fact that they sold it, because we're still winning with that. If a person went out there and then they, they won the prize because they bought tickets, right? And then they can make some cash to go buy something else they want, that's a win all the way around. But I start looking at the little communities that I'm in, right? So when I look at my club, for example, if we had 20 people in the club, about 10 have an HF radio. For the 10 that have an HF radio, about 5 use it. But for the 20 people that are in the club, they all have UHF, VHF. They mostly talk on UHF, VHF, right? So I'm like, So if I were to think about all the little ham fest around me that I go to, and I know a lot of these people because I've been around the circuit now, most of those people are probably 9% UHF, VHF talkers, not on the HF. I put the call signs in of almost everybody I know in all the different clubs, and there's just little to no activity on HF, but that's one of the biggest prizes they want us to come up with is the HF, so I kind of scratch my head for that. Maybe if a person wins a nice HF rig, maybe they'll get on there and use it. Who knows? That's not for me to decide. I'm just trying to get some marketing ideas. Okay, let's keep it rolling. 1 second. Next person, Whiskey 2, Echo Lima Sierra. Whiskey 2, Echo Lima Sierra. Come on in.
Good evening, Ernest. It's Ron, W2ELF, calling in from Springfield, New York. How is everyone doing on the net? I am about a 1.5-year-old ham. So, two things, Ernest. One, if you want to sell tickets and get more people to come to the ham fest, then you got to say it's an HF rig. I think that's number one. I mean, people want to see the big prize, and if you want to sell more tickets to get in the door, you got to say it's you got to give away an HF rig. However, if you want to keep people at the ham fest, then you get a lot of small things because people will stick around if they know they're going to win. So by saying, hey, stick around, next drawing's in 15 or 20 minutes,
the Hamfest and, keep things going. And speaking of that, in the U.S., the differentiation between a flea market and a Hamfest is a Hamfest will offer VE testing or our standard FCC testing, Hamfest, or have a seminar or two. Otherwise, it is a flea market. But yeah, V2ELS, back to that. 33.
Okay, well, we have 3 accredited testers in our club. I'll check with the other club that we partner with. So that's definitely something I'm writing down on my list. So number 1, have testing. That'll definitely bring some even new people in. That's okay. That's a doggone good one there. Let me tell you. So testing, check. Somebody do a seminar. See, and both of those we didn't spend any money for. That's really good. Keep the HF rig, because that seems to be the deal. HF rig, yeah, that seems to be the pull in there. But I like what you said about the little things. So if we could pull up, and taking advice from everybody so far, getting those places to kind of probably gift you some things, right? But if you have a lot of little things, you can keep them busy. And our Hamfest is only, or whatever, it's only 4 hours. A lot of the things around here are only 4 hours. They start at 8, they go till 12. So we'll do that. Okay, thanks so much for being out there and helping us out with that. What we're going to do now is pause and see if there's anybody on the VE3 PGC repeater wishing to check in. Please come on in.
VE3DIT, we're listening.
All right, there's Dan there, VE3DIT. Good to hear you out there, Dan. Dan, would an HF rig pique your curiosity or some other stuff there? Over.
Well, I'm thinking about it, and I have a possibility of borrowing one to see if what I can do with it, and it's going to depend whether I get another little tower up here. I'm not going to be climbing my 50-footer, I don't think, anymore, but maybe 20 or 25 foot, I can get up some kind of an antenna on it. So it's going to depend on a lot of things. Right now, it's too cold to even think about that stuff. I got minus 16 here, so that's kept me busy today.
Okay, yeah. So Dan, you have me laughing there, and I didn't think about that either. Yes, but HF doesn't mean every time you have to have large amounts of land and this, that, and other, especially since the portable operation thing came on the scene, right? So a person like myself, most of you know me, good luck trying to catch me do an SSB in my house on an HF rig. Said no one ever. If you look at my my logs and stuff, in the house is FT8 if I'm on the HF rig or CW because I'm in a class right now. But I rarely, if you catch me on HF talking, that you want to keep that one, that's for sure. Now, when I go outside in the field, I'm HF all the way. I'm mainly UHF, VHF in the shack there. So thank you there, Dan. Dan's like, no. But what Dan said, that was interesting. If you go run the HF rig now, do you have all the antennas and stuff? See what I'm saying? If you get that, you have a lot more stuff to get. Okay. Looks like the HF rig's going to win the spot, though. We'll keep it like that. We have quite a few people on YouTube there. Thanks for watching us there. I'll get your names and stuff in there. And all the people that I was calling out to, like Alpha Delta 3 Golf Uniform, well, the reason he didn't say anything because he's saying it in the chat, not on the air. So thanks for being out there. Now let me see where I'm at because I get lost easy here. I think I've gone down the list. Let's check for the VE6IDK repeater. Anything on the Spruce Grove, Alberta repeater, please come on in.
Golf 6X Lima, VA6XL.
VA6XL, come on in. Good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening. On
EchoLink there. So Skype pulling the net and was a big Hamilton of still over 5 years, coming to 6 probably soon. What about that question really? I heard some about it falling. Just give me the question again there.
Hey, Seven, what was the last part of your transmission there? Over? I think you might come in over EchoLink there. So I guess my turn. So Ernest, VA3EWV. I'm here in St. Andrews, West Ontario. I was licensed January 17, 2023. So 3 years. Can't say I'm a new ham. So 3 years as a ham. I do have an HF rig, and going to a ham fest and stuff like that. Believe it or not, now that I'm thinking about it, I would go if there was an HF rig. Why? Because I have one HF rig, and you have to keep taking it in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. So that's no fun. So if I get a second HF rig, and the ones that we can afford, they're small, right? So, I think I would go for an HF rig. They have this 20-watt HF 10 to 160 meters, right? It's $429. I think that's US. But that's not bad, right? I mean, it'll give me another rig in a small form factor. I could just probably throw it under my back seat in the car because I have to drive to a big city every day, and you don't want a big 991 sitting in your car. So what I used to do when I brought it, I would have to put it in my backpack and carry it around with me, and it's like a big lead weight, right? So did not like that. So I would probably try to get that, but being on the committee, I can't win anything. But I think it'll be an HF rig for me too. Believe it or not. But with the little prizes, I wouldn't mind having one of those antenna analyzers, right? You never see those being given away. I would definitely stick around and see if I want an analyzer. A hotspot, I would stick around for that. So I might talk to the guys about a hotspot. They have an antenna thing here, an HF009 portable HF antenna. Looks like it says it does 6 to whatever. But let me see. 1 second. Let me pause. Yeah, it does 6 to 60, and I know 60 meters is pretty hot in the States right now. So I think I would stick around for that. And that's a $205 value there. So I would stick around for that. Okay, let me see who I have missed. And my apologies if I missed you. Yep, my apologies if I missed you. So it looks like we're down at the bottom of the line there. 1 second. Oh, yes, here's a good one. Oh, this is a real good one because some people do leave. We have a comment out there on YouTube from Victor Echo 9 Charlie Fox saying they have to be present to win. Yes. And that keeps people there because I know at the last couple we called out names and stuff and people weren't there, so we just kept pulling names. So that's pretty good. That's right. Have to be there to be present to win. Okay, 1 second. We'll do one more call out to the local repeaters before we start back on at the top on what you're doing for the weekend. So VE3PDC repeater, VE6IDK repeater, or any other link repeaters. If you want to come check in, please come now. Okay, nothing heard. Let's get to what's going on the weekend. We'll start at the top with James, the VA3GIC. James, if you have any more comments about the Hamfest, please share. And if you don't, just go ahead with what's going on the weekend there. Over. Go ahead.
All right, Ernest. Well, thanks so much. As Ralph the Trade Union Charlie again. And well, you could do maybe you could contact DX Canada, and maybe that gentleman can help you out with some small prizes. I think he's been known to do that. And, hotspots, satellite antennas, the arrow antennas, I don't know, small antennas, HF antennas, small or VHF antennas. I would imagine there could be many of those things. One sec. And what am I doing for the weekend? Well, I'm actually working on another battery box. Printing some parts for them. And that's really my weekend. A little too cold to be going to try to play radio outside,
James, you had me laughing when you said that. Yep, a little bit cold outside. Yeah, my teeth were cold today walking. I drive to Ottawa, our nation's capital there, and we moved from right where I can see the Parliament building. That's the last building there, and now we're down on the west side of the our Parliament there, and I found parking that's $10 compared to $22.50 a day. So thank you, Jesus. I don't have to pay $22.50 per day to park. I only pay $10 per day to park. So that's awesome there. But let me tell you, I was walking from the building down to the car, and my teeth were cold. That's how cold it was. Lord have mercy. We do have VA3CRL. VA3CRL, welcome to the party. Our topic tonight was what would be something shiny that would have you going to a ham fest. I think this is the first time we've seen you on the air. You can come in with your name, your call sign, your QTH, and how long you've been a ham. And again, what would you like to see at a ham fest as a main prize? Go ahead. VA3CRL.
Good evening, this is Victor Patrick Charlie Romeo Lima. My name is Carlos. I'm located in the city of Toronto. My first time on this net, so hi to everybody there. I've been a ham since I guess 2021, 22. So not really long time, like a little bit more than 3 years as a ham. So I haven't been in a ham fest yet, but okay, I wish I can be in a one. So anyway, thank you so much for the net. I'm just here on the internet, and I wish you the best to you. So back to you. This is Victor Patrick Charlie Romeo Lima.
Carlos, and all the new people that are coming to the net for the first time, I really greatly appreciate you coming out and spending some time with us. It does motivate folks to get out there every week. I've been doing this for 3 straight years now, and I've only missed 3 times. That's because I was out of the country, those 3 occasions. But we are 3 years strong, and I've been blessed that every time I come out here, there's someone on the screen waiting to check in. So for all the new people, thank you so much for coming. We're here every Friday night at 8 o'clock, if the Lord says the same, and we'll be there. And for all you that keep coming out, you know who you are, James, Jack, Alan, Mr. Allen, AllStar, all you guys that keep coming out there, Rob, we really appreciate the love and support, that's for sure. Okay, Jack, KG5FI, what you doing for the weekend?
Thanks, Ernest. And you had asked me a question on the first go around, and I thought I tapped transmit. I have a splint on my finger, and I answered your question, but I guess I didn't get the transmit button. And I also misunderstood. The $1,000 is for a raffle or a drawing prize. I thought you were going with $1,000 to a ham fest. And, you've got several good ideas. And the ham fest I've been to, they've always had testing, and they've had speakers on various topics. They're not paid speakers, they're volunteers. I think you could do an excellent job on POTA. And this weekend I'm going to be doing, kind of stuck in the house since last Thursday. We got out of the house today for the first time because we've been iced and snowed in. It's been horrible. There's no snow removal equipment down where I live. We got out to a grocery store today today for the first time since last week, Thursday. Stay in on the weekend, do some FCC testing via Zoom with the examination group I'm with, and I'll be on the radio. Back to you.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, that's something else there. Yeah. I guess that does give quite the predicament if you are, getting snowed in and stuff like that. That's right. You guys are in Texas. That's right. That is right. Hey, look, I just have to tell y'all this. Give me a second. So many moons ago, in the year 2000, I came to Canada there. Right the winter time, and I was in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, right where one of the Great Lakes are. They have what they call lake effect snow. And I've seen snow before when I lived in Louisiana, but it was like not even an inch. It would be on the back of the car, but once the sun came up, it would freeze. So I'm in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Go to bed there. Wake up. There's all the snow. Old little country boy from Louisiana, from the bayou, right? I was like, oh my God, there's snow out there. Now, I don't have a snow coat or whatever you call it, winter jacket, that's what they call it here. Because I came here, didn't even know that was going to go down. Just didn't know anything about that. That's what the education system does to you down in the South. They don't prepare you for that stuff. They prepared me for what's going on in the States, but nowhere else. Anyway, I mosey up to Canada there. I don't even think I had a sweater or nothing, but I went outside and I was just so happy. And my fingers were burning. I didn't know why they were burning. And I was sitting there building me a snowman. So, people were walking by and they were like, who does that? And the whole time I've been here in Canada for 20 years now, I go all over the place and don't see nobody building a snowman, but I was out there building a snowman. There we go. All right, let's break. Hold on a second. Okay, checking out there on the YouTube. We have a lot of people watching. Put your guys' names or your call sign or something in the chat. Let me know you're there, and then let's get back down to it. So we just got through with KG5F5. Let's pick it up with NX3F. Go ahead, Mr. Allen.
Yeah, okay, Ernest in the group. The net, excuse me. This is NX3F. Yeah, we got hit hard here too. DC, Maryland, Virginia area. We got hit really hard with snow. We got, at my house, I'm only about 7 miles outside of DC. We got hit with about 6 inches of snow and then 2 inches of ice on top of it. And man, I want to tell you what, boy, it's been treacherous. Very, very, very treacherous. And, folks around here are not used to that ice. Just like that, just like the fellow there in Texas. So, but we're battling it. Outside activities probably be hanging in tomorrow. Finishing up my big task of cleaning out the ham shack. What a task, but it's got to be done. That's net control. This is NX3F.
NX3F in the group, Victor Alpha 3, Echo Whiskey Victor returning. Thank you, Mr. Allen, for that. Yeah, I guess it is pretty treacherous when you don't have the stuff for it. We had some weather, but we were prepared for it, so it didn't even seem like it was a lot. Just a lot of wind. We don't mind the cold at all. I don't. Not this week, but I know last week. I was out there on my Kubota. I have a 60-inch snow thrower on the front, and the wife was yelling at me out the front door because I had my little hat on. I don't know what it's called, but I call it my Russian hat, and I shouldn't say that. You know how we are here. We don't want to offend nobody, but it has like the little things that go up on the top that you can bring down for the ear. So I had that on. I had my little ham radio windbreaker on. Had a pair of shorts on and my winter boots. And I was out there doing the laneway. And I have a long, long laneway. And she was fussing at me saying I was going to get pneumonia out there. So that's how we do it. That's how we roll. Okay, there we go. There you have it. All right, let's break with me there. And let's break it down to, let's see who's next on the list. We got Oh yeah, Stuart, VE9, Charlie Foxtrot. What are you doing for the weekend there? Over.
Well, first, let me say hi to my good friend Carlos from Toronto, VA3EWV-L. Good to see Carlos on there. Talked to Carlos a lot on HF. So good to see him here on EchoLink. If you guys want to see snow, just come on out here anytime. We got lots and lots and lots of it. 45 centimeters on the front lawn already, and another 20 or so coming on Monday. So you're all more welcome to come to New Brunswick and come and check out the snow if you want to see it. And regarding that idea with antenna I think that's a great idea. One of those rig experts that all the
Yeah.
are going after. That would be great. A little rig expert. I'm actually I'm looking at buying one of those myself. So heck, I would even come to Cornwall for your handfest so I can win that. So there you go. Regarding the weekend, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning starts the Belgian UVA contest. So I'll be doing that for 24 hours on starting at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Probably gonna be working at least 10 and 15 during the day, drop down to 20 later in the afternoon, and then work 40 and 80 at night. Working all the Belgian stations I can hear. I think for that contest we can work anyone. So although we get 10 points for working Belgium, the Oscar members. So that's my plan for the weekend is work the Belgian contest. As some of you may not know, I'm a big contester. So every weekend is a contest on. I'm probably doing it. Some of those irritating people here calling CQ contests every weekend. And I ended my WWA activities early so I could do the Belgian contest. WWA was fun, but my voice was starting to go and I was getting exhausted. Anyway, that's my plan for the weekend. Because after the contest, I'll obviously have my obligation to my wife to take her out for breakfast on Sunday. And that's about it. I think the rest of it will be pretty low, getting ready for the big snowstorm on Monday. 20 more centimeters of snow forecasted for Monday.
Wow, y'all can keep that. Hey, I'm gonna snap some pictures of the backyard there. My thank you to Stuart. So the Belgian contest. So well, Stuart knows I only go on HF for like the outdoor stuff and stuff like that. So I need to go outside and try to work some contests. It's like there's this block for me in the house. No, it's not a block. My wife, I do have an ex-wife, very supportive and stuff like that. But she'll come knock on the door because my ass is loud, and she's like, "When you do that stuff, it scares me because you're like, pick up a drink." I can't even say it right, but you have to keep barking it out, right? And I don't have a big station or anything like that, so it's just you're barking it out all the time. Your call sign. So I do digital FT8 in the house. She loves that because half the time she don't even think I'm doing it. So I'll do that, and then with some headsets on, I'll do CW. But I'm not good at that yet. But I'll do hunt a couple POTA stations there until I get better. So there we go. Thank you, Stuart, for being out there. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Keep all that snow over there your way. Okay, we'll break with you now. Oh my goodness. And let's pick up VA. Did I take VA3CRL yet? VA3CRL. No, Carlos, did you just say what you were doing? No, Carlos was just coming in. Hang on there, Carlos. We'll get back to you there. AllStar VA3FHQ. You still there? Over.
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm coming in via ham voice for anybody that hasn't used ham voice. So I'm talking to everybody on a IP phone into the AllStar Node right now. But yeah, I can't wait to go to the Kingston ham show. I haven't been to it yet, so I'll definitely be showing up and participating in that show. Back to you, Ernst.
Thank you so much, there, Alistair. Yeah, hey, but look, check it out. We have our own now. It's the Eastern Ontario Hamfest. So it is the Prescott Russell Amateur Radio Club and the Seaway Valley Amateur Radio Club. We had a club member. He's a solid kid now, but he's like, we should have a Hamfest, right? And I was like, yeah. Didn't even know what it was, but I was still happy to help. And then I don't know what happened. It went from him wanting to do a ham fest to us doing a joint ham fest. And for 2 years we did it. We was successful the first 2 years. And now we're trying to keep it going and be successful again. So, AllStar, I saw you at the Carp Ham Fest. Is that correct? The Carp Ham Fest, over?
Yeah, it was at the Carp Ham Fest. We met. That's my home club's ham fest they have every year. I went to 2 last year. Went to that one, and I also went to the Smith Falls one, which was pretty small. So I think yours is going to be much bigger. So hopefully we'll show up there, and maybe we'll have to all go out for some dinner or some lunch maybe after the ham fest there. Back to you, Ernest.
Roger. So I'm clear with everybody. My ham fest, if I had to make some decisions out there, we definitely have like one of those like trailers on site that did like the pretend, the smoked meat sandwiches, that kind of stuff. Have like a truck there, like pumping out good food, and I would put that on our advertisement. Like we have a hot truck out there or whatever. I don't think they're called hot trucks. A food truck. I'd definitely have something like that. But I got some good stuff out there before we can move on. So testers, people who can administer testing for hams. I got that written down. Presenters, yes. Because we did not have any presenters. Lots of small prizes, yeah. And just like I was saying, the rig expert, the hot spots, stuff like that. Hell, they might like the rig expert and stuff more than they like anything else, because some people already have their different things, right? Radio World, DX Engineering. I have Radio Oddity and Rativas, because I thought I saw Rativas somewhere giving out hats at one of the ham fests, so I'll get a hold of them. And everybody you have to be there to win. That's another thing. So I have those notes so far. So thank you for everybody for helping me with that. All right, let me pause for a second. Take one last call because we're getting to the top of the hour there. One more call for anyone on the repeaters, VE6IADK or the VA3EWV-VE3PGC repeater. Wish to check in. Please come on in. Okay, nothing heard. So the next one I have is Whiskey 2 Echo Lima Sierra. Whiskey 2 Echo Lima Sierra. What are you doing over the weekend?
Good evening, Ernest. Over the weekend, I want to get a boat activation in, but it is cold. I think it's negative 12 Celsius here now, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it in here. But I'm going to try to get one in. Maybe I'll just stick in the car for a quick hour or 2 hours. I'm running mostly CW lately, Ernest. So
What?
I'm glad you're running that mode, and definitely recommend you get into the 3 Century Club and do your CW from home and enjoy it in that mode. Leave no modes behind is what I say. So good chatting with you, Ernest, and I hope everyone on that has a good night. 73, y'all.
Thank you so much for that. And hey, look, I wrote that down beside your name, so I'll be getting a hold to you. And just to share something that was really cool. All of you that have gotten your first QSL card, I know it meant a lot. I know I kept my first one, and well, I kept all of them, but the first one always means a lot, right? And Kilo Alpha 3 Delta Charlie Oscar. Kilo Alpha 3 Delta Charlie Oscar. I got my first CW QSL card, and I was just so excited and shocked. So January the 2nd, 2026 at 2000 UTC, 20 meters. Of course, I only do 20 or 40. Let's be real. I'll pretend to go to the rest of them, but 20 and 40 is where I stay. Yeah, so, and he is with the that thing you said, whatever it's called there, the Radio Century Club or something like that, right? So that was pretty cool. So my first so So I'm legit. I actually made a contact. There we go on CW. Okay, let's see who else we have out here. KA7RON, come on in, please.
Good evening. The time
Oh
is
no.
9 p.m.
Oh no.
Yeah, sorry for the delay. I had to wait for my note to ID, apparently. Yeah, I also misunderstood the question, but the setup that I would certainly draw me in anyway. And several of the other things you mentioned too, it basically comes down to, for me, anything that I wouldn't buy because I'm a really cheap ham. I'm really tight with my money when I care for stuff, which is very unusual, I know. So anything that's either that I wouldn't be able to normally afford, like a lot of HF rigs, or and in fact, like the antenna analyzers you're talking about, so something like that would certainly keep me around, keep me present to win, and some things like that. A lot of little stuff, the convention that we have out here at Seaside, I don't worry about a lot of the little things that they give away. Some of them are just like gift certificates to restaurants and things like that.
Oh.
That won't keep me in. But that's pretty much what it comes down to. This weekend looks like it's a bunch of
Yushinka hat.
things. I got a meeting and then the service and then meeting with the church. Not a whole lot of ham radio stuff, but I will of course try to get in. That's all I got. I don't know if it's on NetBlogger. You have I don't know if that K7RON is supposed to be me, K7RON. If not, I mean, if the person that has that call sign would already had it. So anyway, I'll send it back to you. Great net tonight. Thanks for doing this, and I'll try to catch you next time. KA7RON.
Thank you for that, Ron. Thank you. And I actually corrected it. That's right. I had omitted the A, and I have that on there now. So thank you so much. Okay. Wow. This has been a packed night. James, are you guys going to be doing a net tomorrow night? Over.
Ernest, thanks so much for asking me that. Yes, and I want to say sorry to Alan. There last week we had some technical difficulties, so and the net did not happen. But for sure this week the net will happen at 8 p.m. Eastern. And Ernest, if you don't mind putting that up on your YouTube there, so that folks can see that. And again, Alan, I'm really, really sorry. I see you in there, but we were having some issues.
Okay, yeah, Roger. I'll definitely put that up. I'll put that up, and I will show it now for the folks out there on the YouTube land. Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger there. Okay, so every Saturday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, and that's going to be November 8th, Papa Charlie, Brad there, VA3GIC, Jim. I will be here tomorrow night myself. Last weekend I was at Winterfield Day, so I wasn't here. So they have connections on EchoLink, AllStar, Hams over IP, Amateur Wire, DMR, D-Star, YSF, and a portrait in a pear tree. That's what I'm talking about, folks. So yeah, you can get a hold of them any kind of way. And tomorrow we always check for them on the local repeater VE3PGC. And if you guys have repeaters that are there and not being exercised, let's ask Jim. Jim, do you mind if people have repeaters or links that aren't being used that they can link to you, or no? Over.
Absolutely, Ernest. They're more than welcome to link to me. They're more than welcome to link to me anytime if they wish. Feel free. It's a public thing, so absolutely would welcome everybody.
Okay, so there we go, folks. Set set your stuff and come out and join tomorrow. And that's a ham helpers net. So that net is designed that if you have questions about things, they have the answers. This net is not a technical net. If you have technical questions, you're gonna have to ask somebody that's in the net. Well, you can ask me, but you can ask me. I'll get you the answer, okay? But this is not a technical net. This is a have fun net. Okay. So we're at the top of the hour. Anyone wishing to say any closing remarks? Come on in. I'm not going to hold you up that much longer. Anyone want to say any closing words there? Please come now. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Okay, we have reached the bottom of the net. I want to thank all of you for coming out there tonight and supporting us. Really appreciate it. We had lots of check-ins. There are some check-ins that have to get in here that had the call signs wrong, but we do appreciate that. And as we always do, we always end our nets with some music there, but not on the radio. Don't think that's it. You have to go to the YouTube channel. And with all the contesting going on and stuff like that, there is one that is called Grooves on the Airwaves. I think it's about like field days and stuff like that. So that's what we'll do. We'll do that as we go out. Like I said, one last pause for any comments. Come now. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Okay, folks that are watching on YouTube, we're going to end this with radio games. That's what we're going to play now. Radio. Not over the radio, but we're going to say 7-3 to everyone. We'll see you tomorrow night if you're out there. And 7-3 from VA3EWV. Have a great evening.
Can I ask a quick question right quick?
Yeah. Go ahead, Mr. Allen. Go ahead, Mr. Allen. Go ahead.
You had mentioned that I guess the majority of folks in your club operate VHF and UHF.
Yeah.
Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah. So, it's to me, it's a phenomena. But I understand it because, Mr. Allen, when I first got my license, I could not get my basic with honors that gives me HF, right? I couldn't hardly even get the basic. So when I got the basic, that's why I got on EchoLink, because I didn't have any money for any kind of UHF rig or anything like that, right? Now, I was blessed to have people in my ham radio community at the Seaway Valley Amateur Radio Club that start, they start handing you stuff, right? So like, here's a UHF, VHF handy talkie. I was gifted 2 of those. I was handed a 220 radio, which I used the heck out of, but then I have now since given one of the handy talkies down the, pass along and pass the 220 radio down. But yes, that is the truth. Most of the people around here where I'm at in Ottawa and all these places I've met all these people, they're mostly UHF, VHF people, right? You have the odd ones that have HF rigs, but when I'm looking on the QRZs, the LOTWs, the this, the that, the third, you hardly see them logging anything on HF, right? So I just didn't want our clubs to pull all this money together to be getting HF rigs when 80% of the people that are coming don't even use HF. That just doesn't make sense to me. But hey, look, I'm not the one. I'm not a marketing person. And if it's HF rigs that bring people in, it's HF rigs that bring people in. Back over to you.
Yeah, okay. It's interesting. It's very interesting. I'm gathering that there probably is some of the folks in the club that do have HF privileges. Do I have that right?
That's right. They do have HF privileges, but the way I came up through the stuff now, right? So I mean, I do parks on air. I don't know a soul that does parks on air that doesn't log their contacts, right? You heard Victor Echo 9 Charlie Foxtrot, my friend V3RF. These guys are contesters, right? Who does contests that don't log? So when I go and I put in 60 plus something call signs that I know, and they have not even hit over 5,000. Well, most haven't even hit over 1,000. Like you know, you go to QRZ and you look, they hadn't even had a 1,000 hits for their call sign, right? I've only had HF since June of 2024, right? And if you're still watching online there, if I go to QRZ and put my call sign in, VA3EWV, I'll show you how I'm doing it, Mr. I could be doing it wrong. But see, there have been 110,000 lookups for my call sign, and I've only been on HF for since 2024, right? April 2024. So I'm over a year, and I have 1,000 lookups. I'm not going to do it on the screen here, but when I look up everybody else, it's like 1,000. So that's. I hope I'm looking at that right. Maybe I'm not. Go ahead.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, I got you. Yeah, so there probably doesn't seem to be much attraction for these fellas to get on HF. Okay. Yeah. Oh wow, that's wow. I remember when I first started out, I was started out as a novice way back in '71, and we only had privileges to do CW on HF. And so, quite naturally, you know, that's what we stuck with. And I really didn't do any VHF work not till 10 years after I had my license. But I always had an attraction for HF because of when I was a kid, way back in the late 50s and early 60s, I used to listen to a lot of shortwave broadcasts. So that's probably where my attraction lied. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I don't hide it, and I'm very straightforward with people. I am a ham who got lucky enough to memorize just enough to pass the test, right? And I'm not saying that, I'm just letting it be known, right? So I know that people before me, you know, you guys had to go out and like really do a lot. And I guess you know, to keep the ham thing still going, you know, CW is not a part of the requirement anymore, or for the U.S. or Canada, if I'm not mistaken, to get your license, right? So some people say they just make it easier and easier to get people in there. So when you think about it, a kid these days, you know, most of these people don't live in single family homes. They're in, you know, duplexes and apartments and this and that, right? So a lot of these guys that get out there and they get their license, you know, and if they're really sharp, they get their HF. But you know, you just got your HF certificate. You're 19 years old. You go to Radio World to look for a rig, right? And a basic 991 is sitting at you know over $2,000, right? So compared to your iPhone that you already have in your pocket, you can get EchoLink on it, right? So what do? That's I started with the EchoLink. I did not have almost $3,000 because you get the HF rig. Now you need an antenna, you need coax, you need a power supply, you need, right? With EchoLink, you just need to submit it, make sure you got a legit ham license, and you're talking on your iPhone and your Android there. Over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. NX3 Friday. Yes, sir. Wow, man, that is really something. Wow. I was gonna make another comment about something else, and I slipped my mind. Oh well, I guess that must be age catching up with me. What was that? I was gonna make another comment about that. Oh well. Anyway, okay. All right, man. Well, I'll let you get back to what you're doing there. 73s, and again, good net. You run a really good net. Real professional at it. I gotta keep sitting here listening to you handle the situation, and you're really handling the situation. VA3EWV-NX3F.
Thank you so much to NX3F. Yeah. I'm trying to do it, man. You know, I went, you know, doing my little thing. and I'm even the president of our local radio club now. Who would have thought? Just 3 or 4 years down the road. Okay, yeah, that's it for tonight. But hey, as always, if you think it's up, just you got my contact information and all that stuff like that. So just hit me up. Oh, and folks, please like and subscribe. That's right, like and subscribe. Okay, Mr. Allen, I'm gonna let you guys go, and we're gonna get this music on there. It was a good net, and thanks everybody for joining, and thanks for supporting me there. VA3EWV, we're clear unless anyone else has any final words. Go ahead. Okay, nothing. Oh, go ahead, Mr. Allen. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't have anything here. I'm all talked out here for this evening. 73, NX3L.
All right, folks, run over there to the YouTube channel. We're gonna get this one out with some radio games. Y'all have a great rest of the evening, a great weekend. 73 from VA3EWV.
NX3F, this is Victor Alpha 3 Judy in the journey.
We're gonna let them have that.
Y'all, it's a radio field day, antennas up high. Good friends, good vibes under clear blue sky. Static free, we sip and drink, summer's in the air. Frequencies tuning, ain't got no care to spare. Radio games playing all day. Contact 73 regards, punching back, have a blast. Worth the world, fuzz its ass back. Wave that signal strong from coast to land. Transmitting joy, ain't no better pastime. Laughter and a static shared on every line. Round here we groove, mix the beats and waves, harmony electric in these radio days. Radio games playing all day. Contact 73 regards, punching back, have a blast. Worth the world, funds its ass, got it. Wave that signal strong from coast to land. Craving up, find that golden flow. Station to station, let the good times roll. Echoes travel wide, far beyond the range. Friendships on the airways, strange but not strange. From dusk to dawn, we chatter and we laugh. Frequency of language, speak and telegraph. Hearts connected, bound by unseen thread. In this summer fun, every moment led. Radio games playing all day. Contact 73 regards, punching back, have a blast. Worth the world, fuzz its ass back. Wave that signal strong from coast to land. Create the north, find that golden flow. Station to station, let the good times roll. Echoes travel wide, far beyond the range. Friendships on the airwaves, strange but not strange. Create the north, find that golden flow. Station to station, let the good times roll. Echoes travel wide, far beyond the range. Friendships on the airwaves, from coast to land. Radio games playing all day. Contact 73 regards, punching back, have a blast. Worth the world, fuzz its ass back. Wave that signal strong from coast to land. Wave that signal strong from coast to land. Crave the north, find that golden flow. Station to station, let the good times roll. Echoes travel wide, far beyond the range. Friendships on the airwaves, strange but not strange.
Okay, one more. We always do two. I'm gonna have to get out. Let me see. What are we gonna do? Park to park. No, yeah, I like park to park. No, we're not doing that one. We are doing. Well, let's do this one. Here it comes.
Digging on the airwaves, voice so strong, so clear. From Cooper's Marsh he calls to those far and near. Sugar sweet audio, booming through the night. Portal parks on the air in the morning light. CQ all around, 40 meters, hear that sound. Calling the world from Cooper's Marsh. Big East sending love so harsh. Protocol of operation in the quiet marshland. Biggie reaches out with a steady hand. Under the stars shining bright, his signal soaring takes flight. From dawn until the night, Big E's words take their flight. 73, sending love to every ham out there. From Cooper's Marsh with care, Big E's voice fills the air.
All right. Okay, folks. We'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. We're saying 7-3. Have a good evening. Bye for now.